Right, here we are today now. We're going to pot on our tomato plants that I grew in the seed snail. Seed Swiss roll, because I don't like snails. But there we go. Now, the plants have, if we can see, there's their first leaves, and they have the second leaves there. So normally that's when you plant them out. I'm probably 4 or 5 days behind, but I mean, stuff happens. So I have my compost behind me, an old compost bag that I'm going to cut into strips, and a stack of pots, and a stack of plants. So let's see how we get on. Right, I've unrolled the Swiss roll, and once you get started unrolling it, it was okay. Initially, we were like, this is my first time doing this. So there's the roots of the tomatoes. Gosh, they're quite long. Now I need to rebury these tomatoes up to their neck to have all this as root. So they seem to be doing okay. So I'll end up reusing this one for one breed of tomatoes because I have two in here. I'm not going to pronounce that. Pere de Brousseau, I guess I am going to pronounce it, and a Black Beauty. So there's the divide. So there's more Black Beauty ones. So I might put them out into a new roll. So there's quite a lot of soil here not used. So I might get away with the same size roll, or same depth roll rather. And I'll just spread all these out now. Yeah, I'm quite pleased so far. Now I have my compost. I moved my compost from behind me to here. So it's not very deep. It's nicely patted down. I have a tiny little bit of liquid feed that I'm just going to pour on, because this, you can actually see how dry this is in comparison. So this structure holds its water quite well. So just a little. And we're going to try and bring the plants along. Yeah. I'm going to do this one-handed because they look how easy. Bring it down to here. And I'm going to bury them literally up to their neck. That's even a bit too much. Now, there we go, with all that root system. Second one. I'll just give them a tiny bit more space. But again, you can even take off those two leaves, which I will do now, and bury it to there. That's great. So that's how far apart I'm going to do them. And I will bring you back when I have them all laid out. Now, there we go. All out in a line. Now, I'd like to tell you when I got to the end, I placed my last tomato plant there nicely and I had the perfect amount of room. But no, I had about 5 or 6 plants left over. So I spread them out. Now, for these other tomato plants, I'll probably end up with 2 rows. My one Swiss roll, I'll make 2 of them. But this one, there was just enough. So I'm going to put a bit of compost on top here now. It'll end up just, and then we'll roll it up. Ta-da! By the magic of television, perfectly rolled up. No mess, no compost falling everywhere. Oops. Anyway, there we go. So now you look at these plants and think, oh my gosh, they're tiny. Whereas beforehand, you've plants that are quite tall looking. And people see these and go, oh my gosh, your tomato plants are tiny. But don't be discouraged. You have to remember that a lot of the plant you're after burying underneath, and this will leave them stronger later on and have a bigger root system. So yes, they look tiny, but they'll come very, very quickly. And I know also you don't need to feed them at this stage, but I put a tiny, very diluted bit of vegetable feed in there because they are in such, like, to me it looks like tight quarters, although they have much more room now. So, and most importantly, do not forget your label. So there we have it. 1 down, 7 or 8 to go. So I said I'd just bring you back some good overview of before and after. So these are the Black Beauty plants, the second plant in that Swiss roll. I've decided to start here with them. So I've had to put a bit of compost here on the edge where I took out the first lot. And here's what the plants would look like. So that's what you started with. And then that's what they'll look like. So I'll have to get a new piece of plastic out now and start taking from here. And I'll work both of these at the same time. But there you go. And this time, when I put the little bit of compost on top, then I'll give the little extra vegetable feed. But there you have it. Before, after.